Amy Rose, everyone's favorite obsessive pink fangirl. Sometimes she's a more than capable independent hero, and other times she makes things a hell of a lot harder. Today, we're gonna look at Amy's character in every mainline Sonic game and rank her from worthless to elite. Her first appearance is in Sonic CD, so she gone in Sonic 1, and in her debut, she's pretty freaking useless. She gets kidnapped by Metal Sonic early in the game and serves as basically the damsel in distress that Sonic reluctantly saves at the end of the game. Kinda hard to argue with this one. Worthless. Sonic CD is the only classic Sonic game with any trace of Amy, so she gone in Sonic 2, Sonic 3 Knuckles, and Sonic 3D Blast. But Sonic Adventure gives her one of her most prominent roles to date. Not only does she have her own story mode with her own unique gameplay style, but she also grows a ton as a character throughout the events of the game. It starts off with her being, once again, very reliant on Sonic, saying she misses having him around and that life just isn't as fun without him. I guess near-death experiences and getting kidnapped aren't that traumatizing? I don't know, but then this little bird falls into her lap and gives her the chance to be the hero to someone. At first she looks to Sonic to help her, but he's busy, saving the world, so Amy has to protect it all by herself. This giant robot dude is chasing after the bird, and her gameplay revolves around running away from it. But she eventually lets her guard down, gets caught, and reverts to calling for Sonic's help. But when she's locked up and there's no one around to save her or the bird, she sticks up for her friend and puts her own life at risk to protect someone else. It actively demonstrates her deeply caring personality, and that's the very thing that convinces a stone-cold robot to have a change of heart and let them go. But yeah, then she runs into Sonic again and needs his help. But this time it triggers something inside of her. She realizes that she's too reliant on Sonic and needs to be more independent. And when she sees the opportunity to act on this by helping that bird find its family by herself, she doesn't hesitate. She storms right into Eggman's base with nobody's help and actually succeeds in finding the other birds. Then that happens, and it forces her to finally face off against the thing she's been running away from the entire game for one final battle. And of course, she wins. Just like Tails in this game, she proves she doesn't need Sonic and can be a hero all by herself, which makes her pretty darn elite in my book. Sonic Adventure 2 puts her on the back burner when compared to last time, but she still has some pretty big moments. When Sonic's caught by the military and locked up in Metal Harbor, who breaks him out of jail? Amy. And at the end of the game, when Shadow's about to decimate the Earth, she convinces him to find the good in humanity, and it triggers a pivotal flashback about Maria that, oh, maybe she didn't want everyone to die. It shows Amy, yet again, to be a very compassionate and persuasive character that can find the good in anything and anyone, no matter how heartless and cold. Also, she is playable in multiplayer, so that helps her case a little too, and I think it's enough to give her another elite tier. She's playable all throughout the Sonic Advance trilogy, and she's alright. She's a lot slower and can't roll into a ball, but her hammer swing is pretty effective. Still, not my first or second choice, and when you actually unlock her, varies a good bit from game to game. In the first one, she's playable from the start, so she'll get sidekick tier. In the second, it's only after you beat the game, so barely does anything, and in the third, it's about halfway through, so we'll put her right in the middle. In Sonic Heroes, she leads Team Rose as the speed archetype, and is just as useful as any other character in the game. Now, this portrayal of Amy's character sucks, making her obsession with Sonic toxic as all f***, with her even fighting Team Sonic to make him marry her. But she's still a good friend to Big and Cream, and we'll give her sidekick tier, although she's very poorly written. She's the same as every other side character in Shadow the Hedgehog. In certain story paths, she'll help Shadow through a level and is basically gone after that. Barely does anything. Sonic Rush keeps her character flaws from Heroes, but takes away just about everything redeeming about her. She's not playable, and only shows up in the occasional cutscene looking for Sonic, thinking about Sonic, or assaulting Sonic, so absolutely worthless. For as much as people hate this game, it's actually a positive step forward for Amy's character. She mistakes another hedgehog for Sonic, like usual, but she also agrees to help Silver find the person he's looking for, the Iblis Trigger, only to find out it was the same person she was looking for. Well, what do you fucking know? When Silver fights Sonic to stop him from destroying his world, he kicks his ass. And right when he's about to finish him off, Amy jumps in front of Sonic and tries to rationalize with Silver, giving Sonic just enough time to get away. This is another perfect example of her willingness to put her own safety on the line to stay loyal to those she cares about. And if it weren't for her, Sonic would have died and the world would have been destroyed, so I think she earns an elite tier. Also, she is playable in a section of Dusty Desert in Silver's story, and she's pretty bad, not gonna lie, but still, it shows she's very capable here. She's absent from Sonic Rush Adventure, but in Sonic Unleashed, she does play a very minor role. She's not portrayed as an annoying fangirl, so that's good, but she's still kinda helpless. She makes Werehog Sonic feel all bad about himself, listens to some Professor Pickle yap sessions, and cries for Sonic's help when some hypnotized locals start dancing with her. Yeah, not a very good look for her.
Worthless.
Just like Knuckles, she gone in Sonic Colors and Sonic 4 Episodes 1 and 2, but Sonic Generations brings her back as basically a cheerleader. She annoys the f*** out of him to the point where he has to stiff arm her face away, and while her smacking Knuckles into a tree was pretty funny, it goes against everything that once made her character so great, even just a couple games back in 06. She's supposed to be the thoughtful one, that yes, has a crush on Sonic, but also puts the well-being of her friends above her own, and unnecessarily hitting Knuckles just feels wrong for her. Worthless. This game's basically the same thing. She's a background character that calls Sonic a couple times throughout the game and pretty much tells him that, yeah, hey, the world's getting destroyed, can you please help? But she doesn't do anything herself, so... Sonic Boom's portrayal of Amy is actually a lot better than most of these modern games. She still likes Sonic, but she's actually a character outside of that and can interact with the rest of the crew without it needing to be about Sonic. And in Rise of Lyric, she's a playable character alongside Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, and she's not really better or worse than the other three, so she'll chill in sidekick tier. In true classic Sonic form, Amy isn't playable, and she doesn't even appear in the game. Sonic Forces sucks, and Amy just doesn't do anything in the game. She's part of the Resistance, and is seen taking out some enemies in the big battle scene, so she barely does anything. And hey, that's more than we can say for Tails in this game, right? I'm including Sonic Origins this time around because it actually makes a big difference to her rating. In the Plus edition of the game, she's playable in all 4 classic Sonic games, giving her the chance to redeem her uselessness in those original titles, and making a hell of a strong case for another elite tier. This game handles her character really well. She's not super clingy and obsessive like a lot of her other modern portrayals, and while she does need saving from the cyberspace thingy, so do Tails and Knuckles, so she contributes just as much as they do. Honestly, she's pretty chill in this game, and Sonic kinda admits to have small feelings for her, in a very indirect and Sonic type of way, but still, it shows she's not just a nuisance to him anymore. Also, in the final DLC update, she was added as a playable character, which is really cool to see, and I think it earns her a very strong capable tier. Similar to Sonic Advance 1, Sonic Superstars makes Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy playable from the start, but where that game makes her the worst playable character of the bunch, this one makes her one of the best. For starters, she can spin dash like everybody else, which was probably her biggest flaw in Advance, but unique to her is a double jump, which is pretty freaking OP, and makes her an easy elite! And there you have it. Real quick, if you take your Nintendo Switch on the go a lot and wish it was easier to lug around, you gotta ditch that clunky old dock. It's bulky, flimsy, and really doesn't have a good reason to be. And Accelerate Gaming's portable dock is the solution you've been waiting for. It cuts the unnecessary plastic of Nintendo's and gives you a sleek, durable, and very portable alternative. And it's only 20 bucks, so if you want to enhance your Switch setup and support this channel, go grab one now and use code JeremyK to get an additional 10% off your order. There's a very limited amount of uses on that, so redeem it while you can. And if you disagree with me on any of the rankings in this video, leave your takes down in the comments.